Got another episode of the old Frosty Dingy coming at you. We got Ashley and a superstar in my world anyway, and hopefully yours soon. We got Sevy over there. He
What
is.
up?
I I have to be honest to start off with. The reason I sent you a message is I love your music, right?
Thank you.
And there's not a track that I can't listen to on repeat for hours on end. And then I started reading up on your life and stuff like that after you said you were going to be on here. And to me, you're an amazing person with a singing ability. So thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming.
It's all this
Yes.
MS stuff. Sorry. Whew, sometimes here recently it takes a while to get thoughts out, but um, all that to say, It's very appreciative. That's what I was trying to say.
I've been beating my friends to death with your TikToks and over again. Every time you came out with a new one, I had to send butt stuff.
I
I
get
mean,
that
I
one
had to
all the
every
time.
time.
All the time.
Well, I was just gonna say it's funny. I was my then girlfriend. She's now my wife because we just got married. Um, but back then,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
thank you. We went. I was playing guitar for Taylor Holder, and we were in California somewhere, and so we went out on a little date night and ate like fajitas or something or seafood. I can't remember what it was, but we had margaritas, and she got a little drunk off the margaritas, and we got back to the
It
hotel.
happens.
It does, and she's just started randomly just started singing margaritas and butt stuff. She just kept saying that over and over and over, and I was like, "Okay," and so I wrote that down, and I was at a writers retreat in Oklahoma, and I was with one of my producers, Brian Bunn, and a songwriter named Ben Wagner, and I brought that up because we were hungover, we were at a stalemate, we didn't know what to write about, and I just brought that up as a funny thing, just kind of a conversation starter, just to get the juices flowing. Ben just turned around, you can make that a really sweet love song. I'm like, what love songs are you listening to? And that's how stuff happens came to be.
Yeah, I got busted at work the other day because I had that song on my headphones and I was walking around doing the every time every time that came on, I just kept clapping on repeat. It was a good
Oh, I
time.
love it.
That by far is my favorite part of the song.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll let my producers know that because Brian, I can't remember if it was Brian or Tyler, but it was one of their ideas to put that in there. I think it was Tyler's, and he came to one of my shows and that I was playing, and the crowd did that. Tyler's a very introverted person, and so when you can get him to crack and smile and just, it's even better. So that's what happened with that. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that where you got the idea for the Mexican and margaritas and trying to do the relationship? Of course you did.
So just to fill you in a little bit, whenever we're having like relationship stuff we need to talk about, I take her to Mexican food and we have margaritas so she'll open up a little bit, actually discuss what's going wrong.
Hey, that's how to do
So
Little
it.
did I
your
know.
margarita song is hit home.
Well, hell yeah, I love that.
You're an inspiration in more than ways than one. Okay.
Oh,
I figured if I get my ass chewed, that's kind of butt stuff, so we might as well go. Might as well go get some margaritas.
That's
So
funny.
we got to get started with the most important part. You're gonna be a daddy.
I am
What did that change for you?
kind of everything. It was kind of a weird thing. I got diagnosed with MS, which is multiple sclerosis, and then we moved our wedding up because um, we were going to originally get married in November, but just added stress makes this even worse. And I'm not on medication yet or anything, so we moved it up to make it super chill. And then we found out that we were having a baby, and we did like that sneak peek testing thing, and it said that we were gonna have a little girl.
Mm.
And so now I have like all
Nice.
these
Oh,
ideas and everything. And I have a lot of ideas for songs, and it's kind of hard to. I can't really sing at the ability that I used to right now because I'm still trying to, you know, get through this. And but I have had some ideas, and it's made me really think about the future. It's made me think about the way that I was living before. Um, I always thought, my mom always raised me to treat women really, really good, but now that I'm gonna be a girl dad, it's like I see like just women in general in a completely different light. It's just like I want to just give every single one of them a hug. I don't know what else to do yet.
Yeah, don't do
I've
that.
got I got like 6 months. Yeah, I can't do that. If I do that, then bad things will happen. But I have like 6 months to figure it all out.
That's good, that's great. I mean, I I don't have kids, but she's got a daughter, so I
Yep.
can kinda relate. I've had a wife that had kids for a while, both girls, so you're gonna have your hands full on that one.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, I
It
already
is an
know.
adventure. That is for sure.
My wife is she's a handful, and whenever she does anything, I just say, so we found a name for our little girl, and her name's gonna be Charlotte, but we're gonna nickname her Charlie.
Oh,
Aw.
And
Oh
so
my gosh, that's
whenever
definitely
super cute. Love it.
whenever my wife Tatum does something, like she cops an attitude, or she gives me the look, like the eye roll or whatever, I'm just like, oh, if Charlie does that, I'm done.
No, it'll be a duplicate, guaranteed,
Yeah.
guaranteed. It'll be
And
a
you know
mini.
what? I fell in love with my
I
wife,
can
so
vouch for that.
the daughter will be 10 times as bad as the love you have for your wife, I guarantee it.
well, you know.
Just from what I've seen with my friends that have daughters, it's she's gonna have you wrapped around your little finger by, like, 2 seconds old.
Oh yeah, I kinda she already does. We went to TJ Maxx today, and the goal was because my wife, she has a 7, about to be 8-year-old son, and he's super excited to be a big brother. And so the goal was we were all going to pick out one thing for Charlie, and I ended up picking out like 15 different things. Um, and she said Tatum was like, "You can't. That's not going to be in season by the time you got to think, months." And I'm like, I don't. It
Yeah.
was cute. I thought my daughter would look good in this. So
That's hard. That's a hard part of yeah.
With 6 months to go, you're gonna have, like, 8 closets full of stuff by the time she gets here.
probably. So like, I'm in my music room here. And so this is kind of like my, I guess, man cave. I have my all my guitars and Christmas lights and my Xbox and TV and stuff. So if I have my inspiration, I have a piano. I have like 7 guitars in here, and this is going to be the room that we have to clear out for her nursery. And you know what? I've kind of learned to be okay with it. I don't know where I was going with that, but um, we have a small closet, so we're gonna have to figure out how to put it all in there somehow.
Get an armoire, big
Ooh,
ass armoire. Steal one from Texas,
yeah.
one of those big ass closets on wheels.
Mhm.
I think we have like this old. It's not. It's like a. It's like a. You ever seen like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an old, like,
The one that takes
wardrobe
you to
type
Narnia?
thing. Yeah, we have, like, an old wardrobe thing in the living room, that Tatum uses for, like, canning and stuff, like, she puts, like, candied jalapenos and stuff like that in there, so maybe we can just clear that out and
Oh,
use that
yeah.
as well.
That
You
sounds
always
like a great
find
idea.
room.
Yeah. So, did her coming along, the daughter, and finding out that you guys were gonna have a kid, is that what actually fueled your Tomorrow song?
It's funny,
So I know you said
um,
that in a TikTok.
I kinda it was kinda one of those things where so I was in Michigan, playing a show with Taylor Holder, and was playing guitar, and me and the lead guitar player, one of my really good friends, his name's Tony. Now we kind of got into an argument and before the show, and it kind of just set the tone for the rest of the night. And I kind of went on a bender, and like I had like what is the thing where you have like a thing of Guinness or something? You drop a shot of Bailey's in there. Um,
Car
A
bomb?
nice car bomb or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, I had like 12 of those before the show,
Yeah. Ooh.
and a
Ooh.
bunch of other drinks and stuff, and I kind of blacked out and stuff, and then from then on, I was like, I know I'm not gonna drink really at all, and then we got back to Nashville, like, probably, like, 2 months later, and we wrote that song because I was feeling all this guilt for that, and then when, Charlie, came along, or when we found out that she was pregnant, Tatum, um, that's when I was just like, "Hey, we need to release this song because this is the song that I'm feeling because I hadn't really drank a whole lot since then, and now that I'm going to be a dad, it was like, okay, I need to kind of grow up a little bit. I like this, all these consequences are kind of catching up, so this is kind of like a perfect song. So, can we release that one? And everyone agreed. So I attribute that song to kind of not being a piece of shit anymore and hopefully loving the hell out of my daughter.
Well, it when the first time I heard it, I had a connection to it because I I also went through a little bit of that where I was nothing but the bar scene, like, forever, and then one day I'm like, "Well, now I gotta deal with everything that I did before, and I gotta clean it up, gotta tighten up a little bit," so it definitely hits home on that level. I think I might have stole a quote off of one of those too. You should probably make T-shirts out of this one. All the dumb shit I do is tomorrow me problem.
Hey,
I think
yeah,
you ought to rock
Yeah.
T-shirts out of that one. I think
that's
you'd sell
that's
millions of those things.
that's well. So we're just we were gonna. So this year was supposed to be like the year we have. So I haven't told this to anybody really outside of like my family and the people that I work with. So I guess I'm kind of telling y'all the tea or something. But so we're releasing an album this year.
Yes.
So this is will be like my first like
Awesome.
ever album, and um, we kinda did it in a weird way. Um, it's kinda like the story of my life for the past, like, 4 years. Um, and, I have my buddy, Riley, who we call Mooncat. We have him narrating the album, and, we were gonna make merch and everything, and, then all this MS stuff hit, and it's kinda thrown a wrench in everything.
Oh, I bet it has. I bet it was a big shock. I mean, I know people that have it that once they get everything figured out in their treatment, they can live their normal life, but it still has underlying problems that they gotta deal with, so
Yeah, it's a process for sure.
and
Yeah,
how'd you find out that you had it? Did something go wrong and you ended up in the hospital, or
pretty much, yeah. I was at home, in Texas, and, I was doing some, like, side work for a buddy, hanging, what's the things with power? Conduit, that's what it was. And, one day actually, it started, like, probably a week before that, my speech started slurring really bad, or my eyesight got real bad, that's what it was. My eyesight got real bad, and it was like I was seeing double vision, and I just assumed that I was tired or something. I went to a emergency room in Nashville because it got bad, and they said, "Oh, yeah, you just have sinus pressure built up, and, not to worry about it, here's some Benadryl." And, I got back to Texas, and I started, doing that little side job, and, man, my speech got real bad. It was like it sounded like I was drunk, and, my eyesight got real bad, and, my mom and my now wife was telling me I needed to go to the emergency room. And I was like, oh, it's fine. Can't afford that. I don't want to. But then my dad came in. My dad was like, son, you need to go to the emergency room. And when my dad says you got to go to the emergency room, you know something's bad. So we went and they thought I was
Right,
having
yeah.
strokes, and then they did a couple more tests and they found out that it was MS because I have lesions in my brain. So I have like a total of like six right now or something. And yeah, I had to stay in the hospital for like a week. And now I'm out and finally got on health insurance and trying to figure all of it out.
Did they give you a prognosis or a goal to shoot for on it?
Now they kind of just said that I have MS or it's more than likely MS. And so then I had to try to get into a MS specialist, like a neurologist or something, and we finally got in to see one at UT Southwestern in Dallas, and she was like, "Hey, yeah, it's MS, but it's RRMS more than likely, which is resting remitting, which means that it kind of comes and goes the um, symptoms and." That, it's very treatable and hopefully, now that, I've kind of taken the next steps, I can get the blood tests done so that I can get on the right medication, and then if I get on
Shit, he froze on us.
well, hello again.
Hello.
I'm sorry, my phone, it overheated.
Oh,
Oh.
that ain't good.
Yeah. So, anyways, I
We've
switched
had,
some things out.
multiple issues on that, so
Dude,
it's
I
either
don't know.
Wi-Fi or it's a heating issue, so
And, I got pretty good Wi-Fi in here. It's just I don't know. I have this like this charger thing, and it's never overheated before. But I got the temperature
Oh.
warning on the phone. I was like, "What?" And yeah, sure enough, this thing is hotter than
You're
hell.
like, "Uh-oh.
well, it
Ooh."
it could be all your fault too because ever since, Ashley over there has seen that beard you got going on, she's been trying to get me to get the same thing going on. So,
You know,
it
I
could
didn't
Did
just be the
have
you
all
sexy
have to
beard.
these. I didn't have all these gray hairs until I met my wife. So this is jet black before.
Yeah, he claims he didn't have any gray in his either before me, so
I had a full head of hair too.
whatever. Our first date, you didn't, so don't give me that. Yes, he's got the same thing going on.
Yeah, but she definitely wants me to rock out that beard like you got going on though, just saying.
You gotta keep the facial hair. He tries to send me the clips of, like, the guys shaving off their beards, and I was like, instantly done. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, my wife said that shaving the beard is a no go. So I have to keep this going.
Exactly. It cannot happen. I would cry, like, I've seen, like, old Facebook pictures, I'm like, "Ooh, no, it's not okay.
So
It's not okay."
I worked at this bar for 10 years, every day at this bar, and I had to go to a funeral, so I shaved my head and my facial hair and put on a suit, went to the funeral, came to the bar afterwards and started playing pool. It took them 2 hours to figure out who I was.
Dude, yeah, if I shave my beard, I look like a 17-year-old kid. So I'm not allowed to shave at all.
Yeah, no, I can't. Can't do
Yeah,
it.
got the same problem. So you got
Not okay.
a single dropping on the 7th? I read that
Yep.
right?
Yep. April 7th, that Tomorrow Me song is dropping.
Which is a great, great song. I mean, I fucking love it. It's a good time.
Thanks. I'm
They're all
excited
good
for
songs.
everybody to hear the whole thing instead of just clips on TikTok.
Hey, the clips on TikTok are getting, what, millions of views now? Have you
Um, yeah, like if you kind of if you fudge some of the numbers, I think that it would be millions.
well, I'm just saying, it should every song that I've heard of you fits right into everything I grew up with because I'm a '70s 9 born kid, so I came up in, like, the late '80s and '90s listening to music, and it's like you're tying all of the country and the alternative and the R&B all together into one package that
Well, thank
just
you.
hits home for me.
That's what we're trying to do. I grew up in my dad's car. It was like Steely Dan and Boss Skaggs and like Bee Gees and stuff. And then in mom's car, it was Travis Tritt, Clint Black, Christian
Yes.
Yearwood, the Judds. And so I wanted to kind of mesh that together. I wanted to have something where we can have some of that alternative kind of sound in there because I fell in love with like Nickelback and Daughtry and
Oh, yeah.
Lit and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And so we're kind of it all started with kind of ruin our weekend, just being just being dumbasses, just went in there to play and just write a song because my buddy just got his ass kicked by his ex-girlfriend. And so we
That's
wanted to
so
kind of
funny.
make him laugh, so we brought him into the right. And then from then on it was kind of like, we're just going to have fun because music got because I did, like, The Voice, and I did, a lot of country stuff beforehand, and, under my government name, and, it just felt like a job. It felt, like, so restricting, like, you have to do this, and you have to say that, and you can't talk about, like, what you believe in, you can't talk about what you think, you just have to write songs, and I didn't really like that, and, then, all my friends, everybody, my family, everybody calls me Sevy. So I was like, let's do this and let's change it up and let's just have some fun. And we put out like conditions and we put out sunny day and don't give me hope and all that stuff and just trying to chase that feeling of, we just get to have fun. We get to do this. And then Ruin Our Weekend kinda came out and people started loving it, and then, Homie Hoppin' came out and people were loving that, and,
Yeah.
it just kept going.
And they're fun party, like good time songs and, bits and pieces, and everybody can relate to little bits and pieces of them, or somebody that has had something similar to that happen to them. And they're just feel good songs.
Well, thank you. That's kinda what we were
Yeah.
going for along with, everything else. Like, how do you make serious, sad topics, something you can kinda laugh it off about and have a good time with? A lot of that music is what we did or is what we were trying to do was to just have a good time through the suck that is, that life sometimes throws at you. And because like for me, I was engaged before, and now she's dating like one of my longtime good friends, and that's where homie hopping came from. And like Sunny Day was kind of that same thing, and it was just like life threw a bunch of suck, and we're just gonna laugh it off and have fun, because that's the only thing to do. You can cry about it, you can get depressed about it, you can do all these things, and there's plenty of sad songs you can go and listen to, but we wanted something that people can say, like, in the club, "I realize that my life is kinda going to shit right now, but I'm gonna have a good time," because that's the only thing
Right.
I can do about it.
And I really like how you kind of have the storytelling aspect to it more than just like a sad song or a poppy song. You get kind of the storytelling part that goes along with it.
Did I lose you?
No, every time, like, a message or something pops up on your phone, it just blacks you out for a second. It's not a big deal.
Golly, hold on, I don't even know
Hell
how to
being
fix that.
popular, man.
Well, it's because I got on, health insurance, and so now I'm getting all these scam calls and stuff,
Gotcha.
Oh,
24/7. But, thank you for the storytelling thing, because that's the country side of the music
that's
part.
exactly, yes, and that's another reason why I like your songs and your music, because I do tend to gravitate more towards country, but I also like all the other genres as well, but
Mhm.
I am more of a country girl.
Well, and that's what I started off on. That's what I love country music. I love but to me, storytelling is country music. I mean, if you go back and listen to any great country song like Hank Williams or Senior or Junior or any of those
Yes,
guys, it's storytelling. They're telling a story. And I feel like just in music in general today, that storytelling part is kind of missing.
it's
And so
lost, it's
yeah, that's
lost,
what we wanted to kinda bring back. So, like, that's the
and you
storytelling
have.
aspect. Thank you.
And honestly, the storytelling songs, the ones that tell the story, are the songs that you remember 30 years from now. I
Exactly.
mean, you can
Those are
remember
the
a
ones that
beat when it
stick.
comes on, and your
Well,
ass shakes a little bit, but
there
word
was
for word
a guy in Nashville that uh, we're working with, and he told me, he's like, "You can either write songs that are for now, or you can write songs that people are gonna listen to and when you're dead and gone." And I with the that whole thing, it was like you have to tell a story that means something to you and just hope that it means something to the listener. And so, we kind of adopted that whole concept of like, hey, this is my life and this is my stories, and I hope somebody will like it and somebody will listen. And somebody will, latch onto this, and hopefully we get that one song that just goes super uber mega viral, and I can buy a house for my mom and dad and all that stuff. But right now, I'm just enjoying telling the stories.
Well, I will guarantee you that homie hopping describes every small town in Iowa that I've ever
Oh,
been to.
1,000%. I
Well, hey,
I mean, I think that
also
one's
does that in
nationwide.
Texas.
I don't think that one discriminates.
Hey, it definitely there's I've had people on TikTok asking, can we get a version that the girls can sing? I'm like, ladies, you could sing this version to these
That's
guys.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like I don't know what you would call a male homie hopper, but insert blank that and just
There
call him that.
yeah.
Crank it out, I'm in.
There is
You
one.
bet. So you came from Dallas originally, and I've spent a lot of time in Texas, and that's where we're gonna end up moving to eventually. Uh, but my friend lives in Sherman,
Okay.
which I'm sure you know is just, like, right north up by, Lake Texoma, and I took her on a sort of work vacation. I had to drop off stuff for a boat, and then we ended up in Galveston, and that's the first time she's ever seen a beach.
Like a legit one.
Man, so it's like in this area of Texas, it's Dallas Fort Worth, so it's like all one big city or whatever. But I
Mhm.
actually my hometown is a place called Alvarado, which is just south of Dallas. I pretty much say Dallas Fort Worth just to make it easier. But I've
Yeah,
have a lot of
Right.
Galveston stories, um, that Galveston has not been it's been super kind, but it has also not been very kind to me or my bandmates. Um, but Galveston, I love Galveston. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with it, I guess.
I love Galveston. That's where we're gonna ultimately end up with the Frosty Dinghy boat business that we're working on. But, uh, I I lived down there for a couple years, and now it's a pleasure pier, but I lived down there right before Katrina hit, and it still had the, hotel on the pier back then.
Oh yeah, we I haven't been to like Galveston, and at least like probably a year and a half, 2 years now. The bar that I used to play at down there, my old football coach owns it, and he bought another place and built another place right on I guess, the beach next to it, Crystal Beach, and so we play
Yep.
there down there a lot, and we've been down here, and both of those places, like if I ever go to a beach, it's gonna be those two because I just love the people, I love the atmosphere, I just love it all down there.
Galveston has definitely got my heart, and it always will.
I'm ready to go back.
Hey,
Yeah, the
maybe I can
winter
just get
pretty
a
much
gig
killed
down
us, so,
there and we all just come party.
hey, you let me know, we'll figure it out.
I was gonna say, I'm
Let's
game.
go.
So I used to work at Fishtails right there across from the pleasure pier when I was down there. But I used to hang out and eat at the, like, Huli Huli Hut. Well,
That's where I used to
Place is
go.
so good.
That
there you
some
go.
My old coach owns
Yeah.
that place, Hula Hula Hut.
So when
Oh,
I first
so
went there,
good.
it was 2 separate sides. You had the food side, and then you had to walk outside around, then you gotta go to the bar, and I hadn't seen it since they remodeled it. So I literally walked in there, and I'm like, "This isn't what I remember. Hopefully, the food stayed the same," and it was amazing.
Oh, so
So
good.
it's funny.
I love
That's
that place.
I used to I started off when I got off The Voice, I brought a bunch of my friends and back to Galveston, like Dalton Dover and Carter Lloyd Horn and a few other people. Dexter Roberts, I think, came, and we it was in the back room in that main part where
Yep.
you eat and stuff. And then my coach was telling me, "Hey, we're about to put this side place together and everything." And we're gonna have the stage kind of lifted. We used to sleep under the stage because they had a mattress down there, and it got
Cool.
so hot, it was ridiculous, but we would stay at the bar all night, you know?
Yeah. So I remember taking a picture on my first trip down there of that big ass shark with the little piece missing out of it that used to be
Oh,
right
yeah.
next to the door.
Mhm.
So when I went back down, I wanted to see the shark again. I wanted to get another picture with it. And I'm like, uh-oh, everything changed. That shark better be in here. By God, he kept it.
Oh, yeah.
The
It
shark
like
was still there.
well, Hooly Hooly, I think it, like, burnt down or something, within the past, like, year or so, and they moved locations in Galveston, and I haven't been back. It's a new building, new place, blah, 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 and so I'm excited to go back and do that. I play at his other place called the Naughty Beaver Hut in Crystal
Yeah.
Beach, and, I love that because they took the food from Hooly Hooly and brought it over there, but it's like it's just a bar atmosphere, and I love it. I go there all the time.
Yeah, we don't hang out at those very much at the, like, commercialized places. We like the places with character that actually tell a story a little bit. So,
Yeah.
definitely, I hate to say dive bar, but that's pretty much what they are
To me,
good
Those
that
American
are the
bar
dive
is
best.
a
bars.
good thing.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's where I wanna go. That's where
Yeah.
I wanna hang out. Like, I don't wanna go to the fancy place.
Yeah,
She found out we were going down
I
around.
made that mistake on mine and my wife's first date. I thought she was like this super like up class, person. So I took her to this nice restaurant and she was just, just nice and proper and all that stuff. And the second date we went and it was at my our mutual friend, Riley, his parents' place, and we went out there and did cowboy shit is what we call it. Like we ride around on four
Yeah.
wheelers and just get muddy
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and,
that's the best.
yeah, so she got on there and, she was just drinking, she was showing me Machine Gun Kelly songs, and I was just like, "You're completely different than what I thought." And, here we are like 3 years later, and she's more like that second girl than that first girl. So I think we've gone to like 1, maybe 2 fancy restaurants our entire time or fancy places the rest of the time. It's dive bars and, cowboy shit.
Yep.
You can take the girl out of the country, you can't take the country out of the girl.
That is
Amen.
1,000% true. Don't get me wrong, like, a nice restaurant's nice, like, I'll appreciate it, but if you're giving me a choice, give me the dive bar and the nachos, and that's where I wanna
Always
be.
bomb ass nachos at those places too.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I gotta know, what is your favorite thing to eat at the Huli Huli Hut? What was your favorite
Crawfish.
go-to food?
Crawfish, 100% all the time, every time. I just got crawfish at a different place for the first time, like maybe like a week ago. And it's great. Don't get me wrong, but I always go there. I always get about like 10 pounds of crawfish, a day. And that's the only thing I eat. That and I think that like boudin balls, I think is what they call them.
Yep, yep. So we like not we, I prefer we broke down all of Galveston, by the way, which had the best in each category, but what were they called? The hush puppies or the, like,
Hmm.
boudin balls things? Those by far are number 1 at the Huli Huli Hut.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was funny, I
they're
went
the
down
best.
there and
Oh,
I took a boat to drive around. I rented one of the kids that used to live in Iowa, went down there and started a boating business. Well, I rented him instead of a deep sea fishing charter to take me around the bays and stuff because I had to look for, work related stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, uh, the Huli Huli Hut, if you catch a fish out here and you take it to them, they'll clean it and cook it for you. And they have the best food in town, and it's better than the other seafood place that's got the bigger name." And I'm like, "All right, we'll go try it." And that was the first place that I took her because the food is so much better than anywhere else down there. I will swear on that one that
Yeah,
they know the
I've
food.
gotten hammered quite a bit in Galveston, and I've tried some other places, but by far to me, Huli Hut is the place to go.
Now we found that the shrimp kisses are better at, the restaurant I used to work at, but that was about it. I mean,
You
they
know,
they
I
got the
I
shrimp kisses down at Fishtails.
yeah, I haven't really tried. I think maybe at Huli Hut I've tried it maybe once, but then again, I was probably hammered. Um, but I can't even tell you the other names of the places. I don't remember. I just remember, one time my guitar player shirtless walking down the middle of the street drunk as hell. I remember my merch guy getting, in a chokehold and carried out because he was going nuts. I remember, all these bad things. I remember my bass player and drummer just getting so hammered that they couldn't finish the show. So I had to finish the last like 30 minutes of the show acoustic. I remember all those things. And I remember drinking
Good
like
times.
1,700 tequila shots afterwards and then going to, I think it's called the Drunken Monkey next door for
Yep.
another 30 minutes and then drinking there and then, going on an excursion. So
Why not?
why
Everything's in
not?
walking distance when you're in that side of town. What the hell?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
True.
definitely a fun time down there. So,
Mhm.
would you say that's the your most favorite place that you've ever played, or is there something that sticks out in your mind that's better than Galveston?
Man, I to be completely honest with you, I've had a lot of really cool experiences. With either my own stuff or with Taylor, just in general. I've gotten to, I can officially say this thanks to Taylor doing the C2C thing and me playing guitar for him. I've gotten to play around the world. I've gotten to go to Amsterdam. I've gotten to go to Germany. I've gotten to go to the UK, like London and Belfast and what is it, Oslo and stuff like that. But man, like the guy and his wife, Adam and Courtney Lee, who own Huli Hut. Adam used to own this bar back in my hometown called Turkey Creek, and I've been begging him for years to bring it back, but he just will not do it. But I have to say, those bars and those places and, staying there till, 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever, those are probably my favorite times, my favorite places. There's another local bar here in town in Burleson that is called Cooter Browns, and my buddy Rodney and his wife, they own it. And they just did a, benefit to kind of help me, with some like doctor's bills and stuff like that, and to help to get medicine for this stuff. And I've shut that place down after playing so many times. Those kind of dive bar, kind of just like fun moments, are worth playing in front of millions of people, or playing in different places. So I would have to say that probably Galveston or Crystal Beach or here in my hometown Burleson, those are probably my favorite gigs in general.
That's definitely right down the lifeline that I like of bands. The ones that are trying to get to the like stadiums, I think you lose a lot with your connection with the audience. It's not personal like it is when you're playing the smaller intimate venues.
And it's not. I mean, like you can try as best as you can to relate to people and to be intimate with them. But it's better to do when they're right in front of you, or you're at eye level, or there's only 50 people in the bar, or if there's 100. It's easier to do it that way rather than playing for thousands, and you're 10, 15 feet above on a stage, and it's like, when it gets to that stuff, you have to hope that you've connected enough doing these smaller gigs, to where, like, your music connects, and then you're just put on one hell of a show that it feels like an experience that people can be a part of,
I mean, do you feel like you get more out of it that way too?
I feel like, with the smaller gigs and stuff, especially with like the music that we're putting out and the music that's going to be on this album and all that stuff, I feel more fulfilled with those kinds of venues and stuff rather than the bigger ones. Mainly because when it gets to the bigger ones, it's just more so of just like you put on the best show you can and hope that somebody feels it. With these other ones, like I've grew up playing in bars. I mean, I was playing in bars when I was like 12, and with my mom and dad, me, my mom and dad, and my aunt had a family band, and we played all over Texas and Oklahoma and Louisiana and stuff. And when there's 50 people in a room, or 100, or even 400, like you can tell when the vibe shifts. You can tell when people need to piss. You can tell when people want to go to the bar
Right.
and get beer. And so then you play a more intimate song, or you play something that makes them want to get out on the dance floor. You feel like this energy, and it's like this sixth sense of just knowing, hey, I need to do this now. So, hey, guys, we're going to change everything that we came in here with the plan. We're going to change it all up, and we're going to do this instead now. When you get on those big, arena shows and stuff, you can do your best, but at the end of the day, you have your set list, you stick to it. It got a click track, or it's got something to where you can't deviate too much. And you just have to hope that the show that you performed is good enough that these people will pay 10, 15, 20, sometimes $150 or more to come and see that show.
Yeah.
Where it's like a $5 cover, and you have 25 bucks to buy a bucket of beer, and then you can make the show on the spot with them, you know?
Yeah, I grew up on that kinda level, and then all of a sudden you see those bands that are playing that level, and they catch that one song, and then they're just up in the rafters into the big stadiums, and it's hard for them to figure out how to connect once they get up to that level and still connect down to the people. Is there anything that you do specifically to make sure that you, stay in contact with your audience and keep it feeling like there's a connection?
Man, it's been a while since I've played the bigger shows for myself. When I played a lot of bigger shows, I took kind of a year or so off, and I played guitar for Taylor Holder. We're from the same hometown, and I didn't know anything about social media. I'm kind of an old soul, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't. I was kind of in that mindset of like, if the music's good, it'll catch. When I was with him, he would let me sing a couple of songs, and the best that I can do was to just be unapologetically yourself. When I was on The Voice, I was on Team Blake, and Blake Shelton told me, he said, "Hey, be yourself because the audience can tell when you're not being yourself." And so I like to cut up. I like to have fun. I like to smile. I like to shotgun beers. I like to have a good time because at the end of the day, I get to play music for people. That's how I pay my bills, is that I get to do that. And there's people that are working jobs that they absolutely can't stand, sweating in the 110-degree heat, and like climbing up in attics, and in shoveling shit and all that stuff. And I get to play music.
Yeah.
And so the best that I can do is to put on like play the shows, play all the songs, curate the show that I think is going to work. And then on top of that, just be unapologetically myself and just have fun. And that's the best that I can do to kinda keep that, feeling of, like, connection when you get on those bigger stages and stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I I I don't really know how to connect to 100% of being in front of the big crowds and when it's like one-on-one with you and playing and stuff like that. The only thing I've ever done is playing, like, as a team in football in bigger stadiums and stuff like that, so it's not anywhere in the same realm, but trying to get that personal connection is definitely key in my
Well,
eyes to keep
You know,
people
it's
coming back
it's
to it.
kinda close to that team feeling, like, I remember, when I was playing football in high school and stuff, and we were playing for those bigger crowds and stuff, it's not so much the crowd, it's your teammates, and you can feel. I was an offensive lineman. You can feel when that guy 3 guys down from you is not having a good night. And, like, maybe that's the musician in me, maybe not everybody has that, but, you could just feel when that person's not doing good or when your quarterback's off or, when that linebacker's not feeling right or doesn't think that's the right call or whatever it is, you feel that and you say, "Hey," it's just about acting on those feelings, and not being afraid to act on 'em.
So, what feeling did you have that where you decided that this is gonna be your life, that you're gonna drop everything else and just push yourself into the music side of it? Was it
I
like
think that
one
I think
big
that came
turning point, or was it growing?
it was kind of a growing slash turning point. It was kind of like a weird mix. I grew up in a musical family. My mom and dad played in bands and all over Texas and stuff. And my dad was a musician since I think he left home when he was like 15 to play music and stuff. And I would just hear all those stories all the time. But my dad was like, "You have to go to college first." And I tried college and went up to Friends University in Wichita, Kansas, and majored in forensic science. And I was playing football. And after one semester, I just hated it. And I went back down to Texas and I got into nursing school. And I got like two or three associate's degrees or something. And I got into nursing school. And that was the day I released my first song. And I said, "Screw this, man, I'm out." And that was kind of like the go get it moment, the turning point. It's like when you hear these stories of just how cool it is and how fun it is and all that stuff, and you feel like you have something to say and you have something to write about, and you live an interesting enough life that people would want to hear that, or you have a perspective on it. From a young age, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't see myself. I didn't want to go break rocks or something for a living. I wanted to play music. I got the itch from playing with my mom and dad and my aunt, and it just I never wanted to stop.
I could not picture you as a nurse. 100%. I would love it if you came into the hospital to take care of me, because I know I'd at least get some sweet songs to go to sleep to or something. But I think it'd be a huge loss to the world not having your music out there, so I'm glad you got that itch and pushed it
I
forward.
appreciate that. I appreciate
It
that.
it
I
takes
Go ahead.
it takes a hell of a lot of confidence and self-doubt and everything to follow a dream. So I give you a lot of respect for that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have 0 confidence in anything I do. I have 100% self-doubt. I kinda, you know, I don't I don't really um, talk about a whole lot of stuff in my personal life, I guess. But like, I will say that I'm 100% a true believer in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So I just have to put that onto Him and that trust into Him. That's where I get this confidence from. It's nothing else other than that. I just have to just, you know, go. And, I love singing, I love writing, I love playing, I love the feeling when my screen turned blue. I love the feeling of being on stage and, I love watching people cry because I wanted them to. I love watching people fall in love because I played a love song. I love watching people just having a good time because I played a funny song or whatever. And that's what I just love doing. So it's just kind of one of those things where I gotta do it. I gotta have and I've talked to my wife a lot about this and I can't be more thrilled to have such a supportive wife in all of this. I can't, I'm gonna get a little emotional with it. But even with all this, I was like, man, maybe it's time for me to hang it up. I got a daughter on the way. I've got things I've got to do. I've got to provide. I've got to help. And she's like, "No, you're not yet. Son of a bitch, what the hell are you doing? No, get back out there and get on stage." And, I'm extremely lucky is all I gotta say.
I would have
But
to
I
side with
I
you.
would say that that is what probably will make you a better songwriter, a better father, a better husband, is all of those things motivating you is just your day-to-day life, just what's happening and, your faith, all of those things.
It's a lot
I
of
mean, I think
stress.
she's right. It's not your time. Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, if you take all of that, and just put that into your writing and into your music, I mean, that's just going to make you that much better.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I'm going for. I mean, like all of these songs that I've written on that's coming out on this album, and everything before that, it has been just a wing and a prayer, and just a shitload of stress and self doubt wrapped up into a melody. That's all it is.
It definitely helps that you lived the life you did before you decided to change too, because you lived that everyday working, trying to figure out where the bills are gonna come from life, so you can actually connect to the majority of the people that are going to listen to you. It's not like you came from a golden spoon and now you're trying to talk down to the peasants. You were there, you did it, and that's why your songs hit home so well because they are about everyday things that we go through.
Brother, I am still there. I still wake up every morning wondering how we're gonna pay this bill or that bill. I, you know, my dad, I'm not from like you said, a silver spoon or golden spoon family or something. But like my dad has always told me that I have to work for what I want, and that nothing in life is free, whether you want it to be free or not, or if it says free on the poster board. And so that's kind of the ways that we've been doing. There's been times where when I was first starting out, I would work 5, 6 days a week to immediately get off work, hop in my van with all my equipment, with a change of clothes, go and play a gig for set up and play a gig for 4 hours and then not get home till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning just to be up by 6 so that I can get to work by 7. And I did that for 4 years.
Well, yeah, those I've been there in a different realm, so I feel for you. That's a hard, hard life to live just to try to prove a concept to yourself.
Yeah, and the thing is, the like you were saying earlier, everybody's practically living this. And the dream isn't so much, uh being a musician or writing songs or being a movie star or whatever. It's just, my dad wanted to own his own business, so he had to do all the extra work to own that business. Like my mom wanted to go back to college to be a nurse, so she had to scrimp and save and do all that stuff to go back to school to be a nurse. Everybody's living the same exact dream, doing the same exact thing, but the dream is just different. Some people it's music, some people it's being an actor, an actress. There's some people that want to own their own business. There's some people that are going to be the foreman or something, or they're wanting to be the foreman. Whatever that dream is, everybody is living it. And so I want to be able to kind of facilitate the soundtrack to that, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job. I mean, every single one of your songs, because I've listened to all of them on repeat for days on end sometimes, hit that everyday person. And I know it helped me that I'd start listening to a song. I'm like, well, I can connect to this part of it. And then next thing you know, instead of having the shitty day, I'm smiling, thinking of back to all the things that I did that were similar to what you're singing about. And to me, that's what it is. It isn't trying to change a mood out of something from somebody who's never been there before. It's actually relating to what you're hearing and how to adapt it to your life.
And that's the
So
goal. And to what you were saying, I wrote this song with my buddy David Duvall. We released it. It's been out. It's one of the early songs. It was Sevy. It was called Sunny Day. And the original line that I had written for the idea, it was really dark. I was going through a shit time, man. It was and it might get a little graphic, so if it does, I apologize. Um, but
we're for it.
the
Yeah.
the original idea was um sometimes I wonder what it would feel like with a barrel between my teeth. But then I think of the mess and I go back to sleep. because there's so much to live for anyways, like fake love, depression, and sunny days. And it kind of morphed into this idea of like, we're just going to go through the suck together and we're just going to have a damn good time. Sometimes life throws some shit at you and you just got to roll with it.
Wholeheartedly agree with that. So just
Yep.
to change it a little bit off of that, what's with the, Rumble in the Trunk song? Where'd that one come from?
So,
My
okay,
God, that I love that song.
'Cause we
that
love
one is
that
the
one.
that's the only song that I have not written. I've written or been a part of writing every other song. That one of my good friends, one of my guys that I write practically every song with. He's got like 5 cuts on this upcoming album. Me and him wrote "Sunny Day." We wrote "Conditions." We wrote "Don't Give Me Hope." We wrote "Homie Hoppin'." Like we write a lot together. And he found that song in his catalog from years ago that he wrote with some other guys. And I heard it and I was like, this has kind of got like a Shabuzi vibe to it, the way that
Exactly.
they
Yeah, a little bit.
really have it. And I was just like, man, let's just funk it up. Let's just do something to it. Let's just have a good time. I love the damn song. And there was a couple of people in my like camp that were like, that doesn't really fit with what you're doing, or we should not, do that. And I was just like, fuck you, dude. No, I want this song. I love this song.
I now I want it even more.
And so that's how that song came to be. It's kind of a mess to kind of get it all ready, because it was supposed to be one of those things where it was just supposed to be real quick turnaround. But then I ended up getting busy on the road. One of my producers, Brian, he got busy doing some other production stuff and songwriting. My other producer, Tyler, was in Oklahoma and unable to get back to Nashville. So we were like kind of stuck, and we actually had to like push the release date back on that. But at the end of it, I remember I played it one time at this venue called Rain in Dothan, Alabama, and I was opening up for Taylor, and these people had no idea who the hell I was or what I was doing or what my music was, and they're just kind of like looking at me. And then that song was like my second song in the set, and can you can feel and you can see the change in people when you're starting to kind of win them over a little bit. And first song was just to kinda get the night started, and then that song, I made some joke about, like, "Ladies, this one's for y'all if you got some rattle in the trunk or something." Um, and I was just like, "Guys, go
Awesome.
ahead and shake your ass to this one too." And I kid you not, there was, like, a group of, like, 5 or 6, like, fratty dudes, and you just see them kinda twerking in the back corner to it, and I was just like, "Yes, let's do this. I love
Yes.
it."
That is epic.
I will say that the picture that shows up when I play that song is epic. You got your little butt popped out, staring in the trunk.
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of a funny story. We, for the longest time, um, practically all those pictures that we used for the album cover or whatever is pictures on my camera roll from just us being jackasses. And, my buddy Tyler, he's one of my producers. He used to be my videographer, photographer guy when we first met. He won a bunch of awards in the Navy and, or Air Force, I think, and, taking pictures and doing storylines and stuff like that. And, he, made that. Like, I was at Taylor's house, and his next door neighbor said, "Hey, yeah, you can use this car for whatever you want." And I remember that I took like 35 pictures or something, just being a jackass. And, we got that picture, and I'm out in the middle of a field randomly, and he's like, "Hey, I have this kinda, like, stupid idea to, like, CGI some stuff in there, to make it look like you're at, like, a gas station or something." I'm like, "Fucking do it." And he did it, and that I was like, "Yes, don't change a damn thing. I love it. Let's do it."
Best impromptu photo shoot. There you go. Just beautiful.
And the TikTok videos that go with these songs that you pop out and the shit that you're doing in them is fucking
Oh my God.
hilarious.
Oh,
Is
I'm
that like
yeah.
your
guaranteed to get
everyday
them.
life or do you actually plan that stuff out?
For the most part, it's just everyday life. Like, we started off like with Ruin Our Weekend in the backyard with a lawn chair that we found and a kiddie pool that we bought off of Amazon because it got too hot in Nashville sometimes. And it's just kind of morphed into like we'll do like days. We call them content days where we like know that we're gonna go get content. And, so we kinda, like, plan that day in, but we don't plan anything. Like, other than the day and the start time, we don't, like, "Hey, we're gonna do these songs today." We don't plan a single thing. I just go up and grab whatever clothes that fit me that week, and I just go. And I have a guy, my buddy Tanner, who's the guy who got his ass beat and ruined our weekend.
Yep.
He helps me with
Yeah.
content a lot, and so he comes with me, and we just do random stupid shit. My bass player, Ryan, he's a videographer dude, so sometimes he'll get his nice camera out and do some cool stuff, and we literally, "Hey, would it be kinda cool to do this? Oh, I think it'd be kinda cool to jump off the roof. Hey, I think we should do this," and we just go have fun.
That's how it should be. I mean, it looks like every college party or drunken fest that I've had at my house for the last 15 years. I mean, that shit
And
just pops out of nowhere, and
that's
that's what it
what we
looks like.
wanted to be. We wanted to like I hated doing content. I absolutely loathed it. And I hated doing content in public, where people could see me. I hated all of it. And so I'm like, what's the best way to do this where you just have fun and you just don't give a shit anymore? And it was just that. It was like you go out and have fun. You do the dumb shit that you were doing hammered at your buddy's house, but you just do it sober. That's really the only difference. My dad is kind of old school, and he was like, "Hey, have you ever worried that these videos of you like doing your little twerking and your little air humping and stuff are gonna, paint you in a bad light?" And I'm like, "I don't give a shit because I can't dance, and all I could do is half-ass twerk and air hump. That's it."
That's all I got.
I got 2 moves, and
Yeah,
that was
I
it.
I
I
flipped through your
sometimes have the sprinkler. That's it.
I was flipping through your, TikToks earlier, and the reaction video to your Knees song was just hilarious. Watching that face light up when you got to the 20 seconds at a time. Oh, yeah. That was
You know,
good money.
I think, I can't remember the YouTuber's name that did that, but so, alright, I'm letting you in on a little trade secret. Um, for a lot of those reaction videos from those big YouTuber dudes or whatever, you have to pay hundreds of dollars for. So my buddy Tanner had this brilliant idea. Hey, let's just screen record it and see what happens. So he's actually has never heard my damn song a minute in his life, but we made it happen. So and I'm probably gonna get in trouble
Hell
for
yeah.
saying it. So but screw it. I don't care.
What are they gonna do, charge you the 1 cent that you made off of it in TikTok?
Exactly. You can sue me all you want. I ain't got nothing for you to take.
So, another one I saw was how you explained the backyard and just having fun basically with your friends is the "I love hot moms" girl that was running around in that, "Ruined My Weekend" video, and she pops to the front, and she's fucking twerking her ass off with you doing your little shimmy in the back. That had me rolling.
Okay. All right. I have a thing I have to say about that one. So my buddy Tanner is his girlfriend or fiance now, I should say. She lives in Canada. And so he has to stay in Canada with her until they get the visa or I don't know. Anyways, he's up there. And so
Oh,
I
yeah.
turned to my wife and I said, "Hey babe, when I do these ruin our weekend videos, they do better if I have my homie with me. But I don't have any homies down here that would do that. Do you mind dressing like one of my homies and just doing the video with me?" And she's just like,
So
"Oh my
so
god, are
that's
you
the
kidding
wife.
me? That's my wife."
Outstanding. That is
And
outstanding.
that's
That's
what I'm talking
awesome.
about, the support thing, that is Like, she, did her hair. It was funny because the entire time she was like, "Sup, bro? Yeah, man, I can't wait to go do this thing, bro." And as soon as we get done, we made like 2 videos that day. As soon as we get done, she gets a phone call from work and she's like, "Hi, this is Tatum." And she goes back to her normal voice and shit. And it was just the wildest just change. It was hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah, you got your customer service voice. Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
I think the
Uh,
first ever comment that I left you was asking you where that 6'4" blonde was and if she was real.
yeah, well, so yes and no. I think she was like 6'3.5", but that didn't rhyme well with whore. So we just rounded up to 4. And but
Yeah.
yeah, she is real. She does have like this what is it? NDA or something. It's not NDA, it's whatever. I can get sued if I say something
Yeah.
bad or if
No,
I say
NDA.
her real name. Yeah. If I say her real name
Yeah.
or something, I'll get in trouble. So
You'll
uh,
get sued.
yeah, I'm so glad that I have not said her name or, talked about her likeness outside of the song, uh, since that whole ordeal went down. But I promise you, it's a real story. We have it's so funny. So we originally with Ruin Our Weekend, we were fucking around with it and we put a metal breakdown in it, of her voice recording or something of her going nuts from that night. And she's like screaming and everything. And we were originally going to put that out, but we ended up, I was like, hey, that's probably not, should probably not do that. Like, let's just
Just
keep this like, down to me.
generic.
Yeah.
So it can apply to anybody.
Yes.
That is awesome though. Like, first time I heard that song, I was rolling and I'm like, "Wait a minute. Wonder if this actually happened or if it was just, some 5'3" girl that they blew up because she could throw hands."
No, she was
That's a
taller than shit.
possibility, though.
She was taller than shit. She was nice up until she wasn't. She had like that one too many drinks and she was not nice. And she beat the ever living shit out of my buddy Tanner. And I still to this day
No.
and I'm very happy for him, like I grew up, you don't hit women no matter what. And he grew up, well, me and him were friends in up until like 5th grade, and I think he moved to like Oklahoma, and he was taught the same thing, but he got his ass whooped. Like I got pictures of him, his shirt's ripped down the front. He's got scratch marks all over his face and
God.
chest. He's got like a bloodied up face and like, bruised up face and everything. She beat the shit out of him. And it all started because he like picked her up late from a girls' night and she got her Stanley Cup as he was driving and just just beat the shit out of him.
So she just thought that that was grounds to just beat him senseless.
Pretty much. I mean, when you're that drunk and
Wow.
you have that thing in you, there's no,
I guess.
that's a consequence for tomorrow. Her, you know.
Yeah, apparently, man. Maybe you should, if you get the t-shirts made, you could just very nicely send one to her.
You know what? I have. I wonder if I can move without it being, without it going crazy. But I made a mock up of my first merch thing, and I may have to go to my um. Hello, my love. I'm not. I know better. Um, but I have a mock up of the first T-shirt. I have to go and move all this stuff in this garage. That's just a shit show. That's not the right bucket. I'm an idiot. But I will be sending one of these to her. Um, that's also the wrong bucket. They're over here. I got it.
It's like we're on voyage with Wes at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So we took the album art and we just kind of made it. I don't know if I can flip this around.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's just
Definitely nice.
it's on a we're gonna make it a little different. It was a good first try. I'm not gonna get you in. I'm not gonna get you in. I promise. Oh, you're eating the apple fritter. Um, but that's our first like um example of it, and we're just gonna make him better eventually. Um, but it's kind of like I was saying, this whole MS thing kind of screwed everything up. So we're like 6 months behind where we want to be right now. So,
Well, if you ever need any help on the merch side, I got a laser engraver and a t-shirt printer, laser printer that works with me quite a bit. So
well, I might
I
be
can
hitting
send you a
y'all up,
number.
and if you want to, send me your address, like your mailing address, and your sizes on TikTok, and I'll just send y'all a couple if y'all want.
Well, you got to send me that too, so I can send you down some Frosty Dingy merch. Get
Let's
you
just do a
rocking that
merch
out.
swap.
There we go.
There we
That'll
go.
work. I am down. But yeah, I got uh so believe it or not, I ordered merch from this company that I thought it was a company. And she's like, "Well, your stuff's ready to pick up." And she gave me her address to go pick it up. It's 5 houses away from me. So I literally drove a half a block to go pick up my merch. And her husband are awesome. And they're like, "Yeah, we just bought this laser printer down here and I'm learning how to use all the graphics on it." And they take me to the basement, show me the setup, and they're like, "We also laser
Their
engrave,
stuff's really good.
Stanley cups. We do leather prints, and they're trying to get into doing koozies and stuff like that." They're like, "Anything you need, we'll figure out how to do it. You let me know."
Their stuff's
That's
good.
Yeah.
awesome.
So roundabout way, my neighbor makes my merch for me.
That's awesome. My buddy, I think I have it in here somewhere. My buddy Adam, he just got into leather making. Maybe it's not in here, but my buddy Adam just started doing leather making, and he made me his first ever guitar strap. I don't know where the hell it is. This
Ooh,
room's too messy, but it's black. Goes along with that. I can't tell. I don't know if I could flip it, but that red guitar, which
Yeah.
is like my kind of go-to guitar. But he like paint matched it to where like the Sevy on it is matched with that color red. And he's got like my logo on it, like my little dude on a scooter just kind of going. And he did a smiley face in yellow with a beard like mine. And so yeah, and it was just like, dude, are you sure you've never done a strap before? He's like, I promise you, I have never done one of these before, but I love it. So and now when he gets even better, I'm gonna keep having him make me straps.
You bet. You never know what talents you're gonna find when, you just start playing with stuff sometimes.
That's
I
the
mean,
that's
that's
true.
truth.
how I ended up in maintenance. They told me that machine's broke and here's some tools, and next thing you know, I'm a maintenance person.
You know, I did
No,
some maintenance work. My dad does like maintenance at a mobile home park that is right next door to our house. And that was my summer job, was learning how to do subflooring, learning how to do sheetrock. He owned a house painting company, so he would go out and do make readies for these rental companies, and that was all I did. Was I did all that, and then I moved when I got older. I worked at Sam's pushing carts, and then I went and did hotel maintenance for a little while, and then I jumped over into RVs and started kind of just doing the make readies for RVs and stuff like that. And I did that for forever. And now I do a bunch of random shit. But with this MS, I can't really be outside a whole lot. Heat makes it worse, especially when you're not on,
Aggravates.
yeah, when you're not on medication.
Yeah.
So once I get on medication, hopefully, that's kind of where we stop playing gigs. Right now, and I'm just kind of living life as best I can until I get my medication, and I have to start wearing a cold vest now, which is like a vest with ice packs on
Mm-hmm.
it. Um,
Yep.
I so I got to figure out how to play shows with messed up brain essentially.
yeah, that'll be definitely be a new experience.
Yeah, we're gonna
Don't
have some fun.
I don't know how I could handle that one. But you did make a mistake in that conversation. You said that you know how to do drywall and subfloor. I think the girlfriend over here is about to book you to play a concert in our bathroom.
Let let's do it. I'm better at subflooring than I am, drywall, but, let's anything if it's on YouTube, I
Hey,
can figure it out.
I will hold the fan so you stay cool. I
Perfect.
will
That's all I
I will be
need.
your biggest fan if you do the subfloor.
Let's do it. Where y'all at? Because I'll
Deal.
be there.
We're actually up in Iowa right now, and I know you
Oh,
can't make it. I know
dude,
100% you can't make it to
No.
Iowa.
I've been to Iowa a couple of times.
This stuff right here, Prairie Fire, cinnamon whiskey, it's only available in Iowa, so I can't get
So
it to
good.
you. But if you can make it up here by the 25th of April, I got a distillery tour lined up, and you're more than welcome to come pile on.
If I can do it, I will be there. It's funny. My dad, he toured all over the country playing music when he was younger. And you know how some people say, oh, I was out in BFE, which is like bumfuck Egypt or something, out in the middle of
Yep,
nowhere is what
that
it
is
stands
exactly
for.
where that is. Yep.
Dad, for his BFE, instead of saying BFE, we've been talking about Ottumwa, Iowa.
Oh yeah, used to live there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And dad used to tell me this story about he long time ago played this place called like the Chartreuse Moose or something that's around there. I can't, I don't know if it's a joke or if it actually happened, but
It
I've talked
existed.
about, yeah, I've talked about Ottumwa, Iowa since I was probably 5 years old, and come to find out, one of
Hilarious.
my buddy David Duvall, who I write all these songs with, and who wrote Rattle in the Trunk and all that stuff, he's from Iowa. He's an Iowa boy. So I don't know exactly
Really?
where, but yeah, but he's from Iowa and he moved to Nashville. And so, I love Iowa. I've played there a couple of times with Taylor and just by myself and dude, I love that place. It's like so like just kind of like homey.
It's definitely laid back most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Not 90% of the time it's laid back. The other 10%, it's because of homie hopping.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
if for some reason you find yourself in Iowa at any time, I will load you up with Iowa distilling products and you'll probably move here.
They're so good.
They're that
They're
good.
so good.
Let's
But
do
yeah,
it. I'll
25th
I'll
of
book a
April.
show, in like 6 months probably, when I could sing better, and we'll just fucking run it.
There we go.
Hell yeah. We'll do our
Well said.
best to make it interesting. I'll
And
give
I'll
you
bring
that
my
much.
wife,
Uh
and we'll just
yeah.
we'll just have a good
Yes.
time.
So I actually had to spin the Rolodex of like my co-hosts for the event, and Ashley won the draw for her to be here. But we got uh the I don't know how high he ranks, but I think he's like a VP in Iowa Distilling. He's also a book author and he also plays in a cover band. He wanted to be here but couldn't make it. Our other friend and his wife are 100% into the music scene and they wanted to be here, but it wasn't on his recording day, so he was in timeout. But every one of our group, and then we got the other one that lives in Avoca, he put himself on timeout for a little bit, or he would have been here. But every one of us have lived or are living the same exact life you're living with all of it.
Yep.
We're from the party scene, we're from the dive bars, we're from all of that, trying to make businesses fly. And so yeah, we're definitely would love to have you slide into the group whenever you're around. I think you'd be a
Yep.
great fit.
Shit, maybe I'm part Iowan or something. I don't know.
You could be.
Maybe.
Could be. But if I went down to Texas and hit up my friend down there, he says hey a lot, but other than that, he's like one of the family too. Same personalities,
Yeah.
everything. It's a
Yeah.
great time.
Man, I've come to learn, and I'm gonna get a tad bit philosophical here. That I've been around, quite a bit playing in bars and stuff like that, and uh, we're not that different. Just like there's a lot of these stereotypes of like Minnesotans, like love cheese and are really good with the cold. But I know plenty of Texans down here that love cheese and do just fine in the cold. Like we're all pretty much the same. just living the same lives,
Yeah, with just a little bit different
Exactly.
scenery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And the
I
funny
also love cheese.
I love cheese too.
yeah, if you give her anything
I
without
do.
cheese, she stabs you. But
Stab you, I just with my eyes maybe, but
and I have found that Iowa, of all places, if you look around and you go to, like, the big lakes and stuff like that, and you look around, everywhere you go, it looks like a different part of Iowa too. So, like, when you're standing on Galveston sand, you can be looking at one of our bigger lakes with a fog on it so you can't see the other side, and you're like, "Oh, I kinda see it." The sand's a little bit better down south, but
Yeah,
it's
but
still the
the
same
only
feeling.
difference and with the water, if you go into that water, you could, kind of drink it. It doesn't taste as salty, but that's about it.
Depends on how many tears I've caused before I go in there.
Amen to that.
So what do you got coming up that we can promote real quick? I've kept you for about an hour and a half now, so probably should get you off of
I'm
here. And
I'm to be honest with you, I'm not doing anything. I was gonna play a little Xbox tonight and maybe watch a movie. So y'all are not keeping me from anything. As of right now,
what?
I'm just trying to get my head better. And we're releasing, a song a month until we drop the album. And the album will have about I think 14 or 15 songs on it. And it's a kind of a story of, my life. About, you fall in love with the stripper. She, breaks your heart and then you find the right one. Um, and so we're going to be releasing a song a month with that. And that's pretty much it right now. I think there might be a show that we might be able to do in Knoxville, Tennessee in September. But I just gotta get my head right first.
yeah.
Hey, well, I hope every ounce of success for you. Your music is awesome. It's
Yes.
entertaining. It attaches to my life. I can listen to every song on repeat for days on end and not get bored with them. I mean, they bring
Well,
you up
thank
and
you.
down, you go on a roller coaster. And honestly, to be 100% honest, I was sitting on the couch the other day and I'm like, there is absolutely no way that this guy will ever respond to me, but I have to try because I love his music so much. And I sent a message and I got one back. I'm like, oh shit, I think I might be in over my head on this one.
Man, we're
But
like, people will message me or they'll comment something, and like I've been around big TikTok people and social media people and bigger artists, and they'll like reply to like one or two things, and then that's it. It's literally in the PR thing. Never reply to a message because people could take your reply and screenshot it and put their own conversation in, and that's a thing apparently. Um, but I'm kind of been living on this thing of like, man, we're all people. We're all just trying to have fun in life. If somebody wants to do me that dirty, then they must, have something broken in them or something to do that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna treat people like people and I'm gonna love people and I'm just gonna text people back. And that's kind of like we set up this thing called Lalo and we set up a phone number. And so like you can sign up and you can text me, you can email me, and I'll just shoot you text messages back and I'll get on there. I've kind of been really shitty about it the past couple months since all this MS stuff. But
understandable.
Understandable.
yeah, but I get on there and sometimes I'll just get on there and just say, "Hey, what's up?" And I'll just text people just because. And sometimes it's the way that I think of it is that if somebody's, you never know if that text message of "Hey, what's up?" or just replying back, you never know if that text message is keeping people from doing something bad or keeping them
Right.
from, being sad or keeping them from being lonely or whatever, and just letting them know that they've got people out in the world that we may have never met, but we're gonna be fucking friends.
I
That's true.
I definitely thought that your music was amazing and everything you were doing was cool as shit. But getting to talk to you now, you're in a whole different realm. You're one of the nicest people that I've ever met, and by far the nicest person in this podcast. By
Well, hey,
far.
thank you. Can you tell my wife that?
Yeah, we'll put her on. Well, just hold the phone over there and put an earplug in for her. Don't show her face, but I'll tell her.
Oh, give me a minute. I will make this happen. Hey, Tater, Tater. Oh, Tater. Oh, I have vertigo.
You lost the
All
tater.
this, yeah, I stand up to wake all this brain stuff mess with me. Ah, where'd she go?
Get you some handrails.
She nope, she's not alone. Dude, she must be gone. She might have went
She
to
ran
like the
away.
store. She might have.
She might have went to the store.
Yeah, she ain't in this house.
Well, she'll just have to watch. She'll have to just watch the podcast then.
Perfect. We can
She'll have video
definitely
proof
make
then.
that happen. And then this is my puppy, Alvy.
Oh, you got puppies?
Oh, our
Aw,
puppies. Our puppies are being good.
which is
Well,
surprising.
he's actually
Yeah.
being pretty good right now too. He's eight. He just turned 8 months old. Come on, you can come with me. But he just turned 8 months old. And I'm training him as best I can, but I'm eventually going to train him to be a MS dog, like service dog. And
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I lose my balance a lot, and um,
Mm-hmm.
I like it's kind of hard to get around sometimes. And so I'm gonna train him to I'm gonna teach him how to fetch beer from the fridge and also how to keep me upright.
That worked.
Get,
Dual
getting the old
purpose.
tweak hands. Well, you got the link, and I can keep sending it. But if there's any time that you want to hop on, shoot us a message. We'll put you on every day with anybody you want. Talk about whatever you want, as long as it's
Let's
not
do
the
it.
old politics. Anytime you want to drop something, like if you got something new coming out, you're more than welcome. Just hit us up, and we'll definitely get you on, man. And if you're ever in Iowa, I will load you up with Iowa distilling products before
Let's
you leave.
Totally
fucking
worth it.
go.
You bet. We'll
Let's do
get you
it.
a hookup on that shit by
Let's
every
do it.
means. All right, buddy. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap her up for this go round. I'll hit the stop button, and then we'll talk about some other details that shouldn't be on the air.